Finally, after how long? Right, okay, I'm about to start doing my clutch plates replacement. I've got all my parts, got my oil filter. I had to change this because I'm doing this on Saturday now. I was hoping to get this done on Thursday, but I bought a K&N oil filter, but they couldn't get one in stock for about 2 weeks, so I told them to cancel that, and then I've ended up getting a replacement one. Hopefully that's going to be as good as. Clutch plate springs are in there, heavy duty ones. I've got new gaskets for replacing on both covers. As you can see close to this is Triumph Sprint ST 1050 2005, and you've got this cover here, which is for the starter motor and gearage down here, but you've got to take these covers off to be able to get to a single bolt down there. You can get probably to that one there, but this one is going to be fairly difficult to get to, and also to get the actual clutch cover housing off as well. But the rest of the bolts should be okay. My only other concern is I've got crash protection on here, and these bolts, I don't know if they actually go through. Let me just come around. Right, I'm not sure if these bolts actually replace the original bolts which would hold the engine to the frame, and they're much longer and they go all the way through, or these bolts actually just stick into this section here. Now probably somebody will be able to tell me that no, this bolt actually only just sticks in here, so if you undo this bolt, your engine's not going to kind of like want to come away from the frame. But not too sure about taking that off. Hopefully I shouldn't be able to need to take it off. We'll see if we can get the clutch cover plate taken off. If I can't, then I'm going to have to figure out a way of getting the crash protection off. So we'll see how we go. I've got all my fairings off this side, so what I need to do now is warm the bike up and get it up to operating temperature so the oil's nice and hot and will flow out nice, and get my oil drained out, and we'll start from there, and then we can start taking the plates off the engine covers. So this one first, got to take this off to be able to get inside to another bolt that's inside here where the starter motor part is, to be able to take the rest of this cover off. It's so fiddly. Why do they design these things like this? And then so you got to take all of this off to get that off. So wish me luck on that one. Right, I'll see you in a moment once I'm a little bit further along. Right, well this has to be the longest change of clutch plates and that you can probably ever do. It's probably been a couple of weeks now. You can see my oil filter down there. I've had problems trying to get the oil filter off. It was absolutely seized on, and I've had to absolutely mince the whole oil filter to be able to get it off. You see that there's a screw in there. I had some chaps kindly come from the CMA, part of Suffolk branch, and helped me manage to get it off, and we finally managed to get it off. One thing ended up having happen also on the clutch as I was replacing the clutch. You see they've got the 5 bolts arrayed round on the clutch. One of the bolts I tried to replace back in actually snapped before I even started getting it tight, and the rest of the bolt was actually left on the inner basket, stuck in there, but it did actually just come loosely out, so I managed to get it out. The inner basket would have cost me £200 to replace that, so I'm extremely glad that I was able to get the rest of the bolt out. I just used the head of the bolt that was snapped actually within where it got stuck, and just slowly twisted it out, and then got some pliers on it and got the rest of it unscrewed back out again. So I managed to save that. And what I've done, I've got brand new bolts this time from Triumph. I say they don't actually cost that much. I think it was about £25 for all them bolts. But if you're going to replace your clutch, and you're probably going to replace your clutch plate springs, best to renew the bolts as well. Just a bit of advice. And also, as I started putting them back in again, what I've done, I've put a whole load of fresh oil on the springs and on the bolts as I'm slowly tightening them up with oil, just to make sure that they slip nicely and they go in there nice and clean. And I just used a little 10mm spanner just to do them up. So now what I've got to do now is put all this back together again, put all the engine casing back on again, new oil filters on. I've put a new air filter on, K&N air filter, so that's all in there. And yeah, I've tried to clean up the most around the engine case and all the old gasket, so hopefully that's nice and clean. I've got some gasket sealant and also a new gasket to go on, so I'll go ahead and get all that put together again, and then hopefully filled up with oil, and should have a running again today, hopefully, after about 2 weeks. I said I was going to get this out like on a particular Saturday, but that's long and gone now, and I never managed to get out on my ride, but we're right in the middle of Easter now, so I'm hoping this week and that to be out on the bike, and also Bank Holiday Monday. I'm going down to the Southend Shakedown, so hopefully the bike should be all fixed and sorted then. Oh, well, what a faff that was. I couldn't get my clutch plate, my clutch cover back on because of the clutch lever rod here. It needs to swing quite out at a right angle along this way to be able to fit back on because of the centre pin, and my crash bar protection and that was in the way. I managed to actually get it off when I first got it off, just by pulling it. But what I've had to do, I've had to support the engine and take this bolt out. Now I was wondering if this bolt actually went into like another kind of bolt, which then bolted the frame to the engine, or the engine to the frame, whichever way around you want to put it. And yeah, the bolt actually is a replacement bolt, which actually goes all the way through the frame, through the engine, and mounts down like that. There's one there, but there's one the opposite side that I had to do. And where are we? Can you hear me? Yeah, one the other side that I had to do, and just unbolt this and crack this off, get the bolt out, and then I could push this arm up and that a touch to be able to get the lever in and the whole cover plate on. So it's been quite a bit of a faff. All I've got to do now, I've just put this gearage in there. It's a little washer thing that's got to remain on there. This is the starter motor. This gearage, it moves one way, but it won't allow it to move the other way. And this is all part of the lower crank of the engine, and this cog basically ties up to the starter motor. Starter motor turns the engine, cranks it over, but once it's going, it's turning then the opposite way, so it just freely spins the starter motor, so it doesn't damage your starter motor, and that once it cranks over. So I've got to get all this cover now back on, so we're practically nearly home on it. Once I've got this gasket just cleaned up a little bit more, I'm going to get the new gasket on here, which I've got down here, new paper one here, whichever way it goes up, goes something like that on there, and just put a little bit of gasket sealant on it just to make sure I've got a nice seal. And when you actually do the gasket sealant, what I do, I don't put a huge amount on, I just put a very thin smear on and just gently wipe it around with fingers, because all you've got to do, if you think about it, there could be potentially very hairline little scratches just on this casing and on the outer casing as well, that can actually cause like just little leaks of oil from your engine casing. So what you want to do is, with the gasket seal, you want to just wipe it very thinly on there. You don't want to plaster huge amounts on to create uneven patch here and then an uneven patch here, so it's going on a bit warped. What you want to do is just very thin smear, because all you want to do is just fill in those little cracks, those little scratches that might be there, and that's all you need to do. And because what you want to do perfectly is to have an absolutely perfectly smooth surface in which that's going to just sit on and press on. And each of these bolts are done up at 10 Newton meters, so each of these I've done, checked, and that at 10 Newton meters, so that's all done. I've got my clutch cable adjusted. I might need to, after I've taken it for a test ride, adjust it again, just to get the feel of it just right for me. And yeah, once this is all back together, we should be good to go. Yeah, I had to take off my whole tank, take the seat off to be able to get down there to do those bolts just for that. So if I didn't have the crash protection on this Sprint ST, then it would have been quite an easy enough job to get the clutch cover put back on again. So yeah, here we go to just get it finally finished off now after all this time. Finally, after how long? Got all the covers now back on, all torqued up, gone round checking all the bolts, make sure that they're all at 10 Newton meters. Just done a little clean up, put my crash bung thing back on the bar, and what I've got now to do is get the fuel tank put back on, seat back on, get it all plugged up, fill up with fresh oil, and we should be good to rock and start her up in a bit. Right, get on and crack on with that now. Right, finally giving my bike a bit of a test ride. I've got it all back together again. Yesterday, when I was showing the video of just the clip that you've just seen, I got it all back together again and tried starting the bike, but it wouldn't start. All I was getting was a clicking sound from the bike, and I ended up realising that it was the solenoid that was clicking away. And I thought, what's causing that? Because the bike's not turning over and all that's doing is just clicking. So I thought, well, it must be something that's shorting or something somewhere. And then I thought, hang on, I've twigged. I thought the starter lead coming from the starter motor to the solenoid goes past where this bolt is, where the nut is inside the engine bit, that I had to take apart and take out, and it's very difficult to look in there and get your fingers in there and have a good feel to see what's going on. And I ended realising that yeah, it was pinched in there, it was completely minced, the cable, and was shorting on the actual engine casing. Well, it's feeling alright, it's changing gear good. The clutch is definitely a lot different. The bite point is it's straight away. As soon as you start letting go, the bite point is literally as soon as you start opening it up. So it's something I'm going to have to get used to. It's going to be a completely different feel of bike. As I say, it's a bit tougher as well, not just because of the new plates, clutch plates, it's going to be because of the new springs. And anyway, I don't know if I mentioned in some of the bits, because this has been done now, this video, over quite a few weeks of me trying to fix it, because I say bits that have either been broken and then me ordering bits, and having to wait for them turning up and having time to actually do it, it's been quite a few weeks for me to get things sorted. Waiting all this time to get it fixed and everything, and then it's just been like one thing after the other. So I'm not going to try and take it too high revs at the moment, which is probably a good idea on new clutch plates. Probably a bit like brake pads that they need kind of like bedding in. Stay there, thank you. So yeah, and with everything that's happened, I'm just a little bit cautious on myself of is the bike not going to go blow up on me now because there's something I've done wrong. But I've talked everything up, done everything right now. I ended up having to get brand new bolts for the pressure plate, which I think is actually the right thing to do. I think if you end up redoing your clutch and the clutch plates, and you've taken all that tension off them bolts from the springs, and you're going to renew your clutch pressure plate springs as well, to just throw the old bolts away from the pressure pad, the plate, and just order yourself some new bolts, because they don't cost that much. And I say, if one breaks off like what it did on mine, and if that didn't come out of that inner hub on this Sprint ST is like £200. So I was so glad that I was able to get that done. But anyway, I'm back on the bike. Seems to be working fine. I'm just going to go through Long Melford and go for a little gentle quick ride just to give the bike a little run. I'll need to check the oil levels finally again tomorrow after filling it up. People never wait, do they? They're always impatient. They start sneaking out before you fully come round roundabouts. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being patient over this past few weeks, because I did say it was going to come out on either a particular Saturday a few weeks ago or the Monday. And yeah, I didn't get out on that ride. So I'm going to hopefully get out this coming Easter Bank Holiday Monday. And give her a little blast, and hopefully things are going to be alright. So I'm going to be a little bit rusty because I haven't been on the bike for a few weeks. So following behind a very brightly coloured BT van, and I'll say goodbye and see you in the next vlog.